Hello and welcome to The Talking Voice. I'm your host, the Heavy Hero. Today we'll be going over topics such as Jello mixed with caffeinated beverages, Resident Evil movies versus Resident Evil games, and finally, the new Tomb Raider. Let's jump in, shall we? So recently, I decided that I wanted to make Jello with a caffeinated beverage, or a pop, or a soda pop, whatever you feel like calling it. And to do this, I got Dr. Wow and some orange gelatin from Meyer, like the cheapest I could find. And I mixed them together yesterday, and they didn't solidify well. Like it just wouldn't solidify. Yeah, solidify. But instead, it would just had the skin on the top that was pretty okay. But I mean, the rest of it underneath was bleh. I tasted it though, and it actually was all right. Like it didn't taste bad; it tasted delicious to me, like orange Dr. Pepper, which was awesome. So I'll probably try that again with something else. I'm thinking Red Bull next time. I've got some that I think would just mix all right with it. I can't say perfectly because I don't know, but caffeinated Jello would be cool. But I digress, or do I? I progress. I go to the next one. So, Resident Evil movies, the live action ones, mind you, not the animated ones. Those ones are alright. The live action ones versus the games. Let's cover the live action movies first. So, there are 5 of them, with a 6th one on the way. Now, I thought they were going to be done on this one. I don't know why I thought that. I just felt like this had to be the final chapter. They couldn't suck any more out of this series in live action movies, and I was wrong. I was so wrong. The first one, admittedly tolerable. It's all right. It's a movie. It exists. I can't. It's not the worst thing I've seen. It's not the best. It's far from the best, but it's also kind of far from. It's middle ground. It exists, and I'm okay with that. Everything past that, I'm not okay that it exists. But I'm in this deep. I might as well finish it out. When the 6th one comes out, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be one of those guys that is making them money because I just want to see it end. I want to be there when the final bad action, bad acting nonsense stops. Just stops. I want to be there. I will be the guy who gets up in the middle of the theater at the end and be like, "Woo! It's done!" That'll be me. But the games, on the other hand, are good. I like the games. That is to say, I've played 4, 5, 6, and some of the rail shooter ones for the Wii, which are fun. I like a rail shooter. But finally, in 6, which I've admittedly only played the very opening sequence of. Like, you don't even press start. It's like you enter the game and immediately they throw you into fighting zombies. No introduction, like, hello, welcome to the game. It's press start and you're in. And so I did that, and then I stopped and I did other things. But it was fun. I could move while shooting, which is brilliant of them. I don't know why they waited till the 6th one to add that, but it was a smart move on their part. Capcom? Yeah, Capcom. Smart move. Way to go, buddy. Way to pick it up. Because, I mean, for 4 and 5, the idea was there. Or 5, it was definitely, you could have. Every other shooter like, ever had done that. No, not so true. I mean, lots of more modern day shooters that had been out for a while have done the running and shooting thing. And it's hard to think that a game fighting zombies is where you're going to stop, take aim, fire, and then run. I would think that would be like the one, especially when these zombies don't stand still, they move after you, that you'd want to be able to fire while moving. Like, hold your Uzi and just mow them down while running across. But not Resident Evil 5. No. 6. Sure, why not? But not 5. No way. No way, man. So, I look forward to playing through 6 more. It's going to be fun. I think. I hope. I can't say for sure. And finally, Tomb Raider. I was never a big fan of the original ones. Just didn't really care for it. It wasn't for me. But the newest one looked interesting, so I thought I would try it because I like interesting things. They're usually interesting. I was kind of right on this one. It was interesting enough. The cutscenes were very nice. They looked so pretty. But then the actual gameplay graphics really went down a lot of notches. Like, a lot. Which is sad because, like, when she's looking at her little, like, walkie-talkie thing, and, like, the screen on front of it's all, like, just stationary, and it looks terrible. And I was like, you couldn't polish that up a little bit? I mean, lots of other things look really nice, but that just was bad. And the deaths. Man, you can die in some bad ways. Man, you can die in some bad ways. I mean, I got shot a lot. I got my throat ripped out. I got crushed by boulders. Admittedly, I jumped off the cliff myself a couple of times because I forget that there's no fall damage sometimes in games. Like a lot of games I play, they don't have fall damage, or it's so insequential it doesn't matter. But this one, it really does. And so I died a couple times with that. Whoopsies. Otherwise, it was alright. The boulder death was probably not my favorite, just because, like, you get half crushed, and so you're like, freaking out, going, trying to push yourself out, and all of a sudden another one lands on top of the rest of you, and your hand just sort of twitches out there and then falls limp, and you're like, oh, I'm sorry. If I was quicker, this wouldn't have happened to you. And then I got tipped on thinking I'm just playing a clone of the original. I failed the original, and it's dead. Because of me. I couldn't joystick back and forth followed by triangle fast enough. I'm so sorry. But otherwise it was alright. $2 rental, okay. Full money purchase, not for me. Not for me. Well, thank you for joining us on the very first episode of The Talking Voice. Like I said, this has been an exciting time. And I am your host, The Heavy Hero. See you next time, whenever I happen to do this again.